Come on, Wes, you gotta do this.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Wes, back at you another video. Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different, out of the ordinary for my channel, and I'm probably going to be doing this a little bit more often, since I have a lot of, I guess, things I would like to say that goes on in the real world. Just so everyone knows, this channel is going to be more than just gaming. It's going to be talking about real life topics, fitness, all sorts of stuff, self-improvement, you name it. It's basically a variety channel. But anyway, with that being said, let's get it cracking. Today we're going to be talking about the Travis Scott tragedy that happened a few days ago in Houston. Basically what happened was, from what I gather, is everyone went to his event, called, I think it's called Astroworld, and it's this big concert where everyone's just jam-packed together, and a bunch of stuff went down in the concert. People were getting injected, people were doing mosh pits, you name it. All of the stuff that goes into these crazy concerts happened. And from what I gather, like, at least 8 people died and a whole bunch of people got injured. My thoughts on the situation is, obviously, my condolences to everybody who lost their life. Or rather, my condolences to the families of the members who lost their life, who attended the event. Also, hopefully everyone who's injured at the event makes a full recovery, and this doesn't give them any kind of PTSD going to concert moving forward. My advice on this whole situation is, I think people should just stop going to concerts, especially concerts that don't have the proper infrastructure to prevent stuff like this happening. So let's just get into details on exactly what's going down. Let me read this article. This actually happened a few hours ago on CNN. This is like the latest on what's going on with the situation. It says Travis Scott was previously charged in connection with the crowd mayhem, right? So it says at least 8 people were killed and many others injured after a crowd surged forward while rapper Travis Scott was on stage at the Astroworld Festival in Houston on Friday night. So this is basically this past weekend. The incident occurred when the crowd surged towards the stage, crushing those at the front who was unable to escape. See, I don't know how massive the security was, but things like this is one of the reasons why I don't go to concerts, like especially concerts like this. But I'm gonna tell you guys my experience of me going to like a concert, but it was like a concert on a smaller scale. So going to concerts like this, that's out of the question for me. Especially in a area where there's no seating. Like, I like concerts where there's probably seating and people could just stand up, and it's like maybe at, like, let's just say the Barclays Center. But even then, that's still dicey because you're not gonna have security guards everywhere, and if something breaks down, if something goes down, everybody's just gonna start losing their minds and running over and trampling over each other. Like, it's like just being in those kind of atmospheres, you're always playing roulette with your life. So anyway, to continue on, it says the incident occurred when the crowd surged, crushing those at the front who were unable to escape. Local fire chief Sam told TNN that sparked panic. Okay, Scott is 30-year-old rapper, singer, recorder, producer. Okay, but he's best known. Okay, let's skip that. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so during the concert, Webster encouraged people to rush the stage and bypass the security protocols to ensure concert goer safety. During the rush to the stage, several people were injured, including an employee from the security company hired to help monitor and control the crowd. And remember, okay, now this security guard who got injured, I know I know that I heard a story about how what happened to this person. Um, this person basically got stabbed with a syringe. Um, he passed out and was in a hospital, and the reason why the way he found out he got somebody was trying to inject him or injected him with something that the nurses or doctors they saw the kind of mark that was left in his neck, and they said that basically he was injected with something. So, word on the street is that there was several people at the concert, like going around injecting everyone, injecting people with just random. I don't know what drugs, but supposedly it's drugs to make them like people just lose their mind, kind of like lose control of themselves, like be zombies or something like that. And it's ridiculous. Like to go to a concert and have to worry about not only getting trampled, but people injecting you, people pickpocketing you, stupid mosh pits with people doing that stupid elbow dumb shit, like a whole bunch of nonsense. Like why? What's the point of going to a concert if you have to worry about all that? Oh, also, mind you, right? There was a 10-year-old that died. My question is, why in God's name a 10-year-old is at these concerts? I would never bring a little kid to a concert like this. Come on. The parents have to do some research. You mean to tell me the parents aren't aware of what kind of concert this is? You don't watch previous concerts this guy had. It probably was a little bit. They weren't as bad as this, but if you look at the crowd, you could tell how big the crowd is and potentially what can happen to your child. So it's like, why bring your kid to these concerts? Like, I would never bring. Let alone, it's even dangerous bringing your kids to like theme parks. But at least those are a little bit more spacious, and people are just online for rides. It's less like the likelihood of something happening at a theme park is less likely than what can happen to people at a concert. So like I would opt to taking my kid to like Disney World, Disneyland, Great Adventures rather than some concert. And to be quite frank with you, I never really understood the purpose of going to a concert when a lot of these musicians, they sound better. They sound better like on the radio or online. I don't want to go in person and be disappointed that they sound like crap. So to me, it's like, why would they bring these kids? Why would a 10-year-old be out there? Why would teenagers? I know the way. Let me show you guys the image, right? You really would bring your kid to a concert like this, right? Really? You going inside somebody, a face of somebody like look like a skeleton, like symbolizing probably death. You're gonna send your kid, like it just goes over an adult's mind. I know my parents would be like, nah, you ain't going. Honestly, I wouldn't even think about going to this kind of concert. Like to me, it's kind of portrayed as, to me personally, right? It's kind of portrayed as, this place where kids could go because it has like, it has the word Astroworld, but then on top of that, it draws other people like those hardcore rockers to come to these events. And going off, just playing off of this, I have a crazy story, right? And this made me realize, like, I'm never going to a concert like this big in my life, or ever. There was these guys. I think it's called 30 Seconds to Mars. So it's 30 Seconds to Mars, right? Those guys, right? Good group, right? Cool group. This is years ago, maybe over 10 years ago, right? Me, my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, and a bunch of our friends, we went to this concert, but it wasn't nowhere near at this scale, right? At that scale. It was a concert that was inside of a club. The name of the club was called Avalon at the time. It doesn't exist anymore. It's in New York City. And I never experienced, this is my first time experiencing people act stupid inside of a crowd. I finally was witnessed how people act in like big crowds when it comes to like I've been to clubs where people act crazy and everyone just dances and jumps and have fun with each other, and stuff like that. But I've never witnessed until that day, or rather that night, people dancing and doing stuff like people literally dancing like this, like doing the elbows. I'm like, who does that? Like, how do you guys think that's cool? Like, injuring each other purposely. There's literally people backing up doing that, doing jump kicks, jumping, like doing like drop, like I'm like, wow. The funny thing about it is that during that event, I thought I was young and dumb, so I thought it was just stupid. So me and my friends, we took it as an opportunity to basically those people that was doing that elbow stuff. A guy will come do the elbow at me, right? He'll he'll try to do an elbow. I'll grab his elbow, slam him on the floor, right? This how, let me tell you how crazy these people are, right? He'll do that stupid elbow freaking thrusting dance. I'll grab his elbow, slam him to the floor so he can stop the nonsense. He'll get up, smile, and start doing it again, but he'll do it somewhere else. Then those other guys doing that. I would grab him, trip him on the floor. It was literally, we was fighting while music was going on. Like Blade, the movie Blade, where he had those, like a fight scene in the club. It was like that, but real life. And these dudes were smiling still. Like, who goes to these events? Nuts. So after that event, the thing is too, some of these guys, like my wife, my girlfriend at the time, she was there and she felt fearful for her life. I don't blame a female going to these events, because females, people in general, right? They don't go to these events to fight nobody. They go there to dance, get that euphoric feeling of just being around some good energy, and not come back home with like missing teeth, black eyes, potentially missing purse, your sneakers stepped on, and your clothes scathed up. You don't go to those events for that. So I'm like, who thinks that's fun? But I understand why people do this, right? They want to take out their frustration. Number one, they probably don't have anything going good for themselves in life. Number two, they usually, when people are in big crowds, that's where they act up the most, because since they blending in with everybody, it's tough for any security, police officers to really catch them. So that's why they act up in these crowds. I guarantee you, if it was just one person doing this and no one else follows suit, everyone would stop. That one person will stop, or the cops will arrest them, and then obviously they'll have to stop regardless. Now what I'm hearing about this event is that people are putting the blame on Travis Scott because he didn't do anything. He could have handled stuff differently or better. I can't really say that because I wasn't there. So I'm not casting a full blame on him, but I do feel that maybe things could have been handled differently, probably, in retrospect, But I'm gonna go more deep into this, based off of things that was put on my, it's thrown to me. Some people I know, and I'm not trying to change anybody's minds or make anybody feel that this was the event was this kind of event, or the event was that kind of event. But right now we're basically gonna get into a realm where you want to call a realm of the tinfoil hat community, their theories or whatnot. So with that being said, let's continue to dig a little bit deeper into this whole thing, right? So I got some links of what of things that I saw online, and you guys and girls could chime in, or just you could agree or disagree. This is just, what do y'all think about the images right here, right? Do you think, some people like online, some people think this event was some kind of satanic sacrificial ritual that the elites are doing on the low, but people don't know. Like, basically, this is the reason why Travis Scott didn't handle the event like everyone thought he did. I mean, like everyone thought he should have. Like I said, I don't know. I take things with everything with a grain of salt. You know, I wouldn't 100% be surprised if stuff like this goes down. Nobody knows about it, but I can't call it. I'm not there. I wasn't there. I'm not in the inner circle of all of this. But you know, this is just something, you know, just to think about. So I don't know, like this, and to some degree, it is, you know, it can resemble these things. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So yeah, we're gonna look at some more stuff. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy, man, how this world is, man. But I'm gonna keep beating the bush and telling people, like, honestly, like, why are we going to concerts? Like, people need to stop going to concerts, especially concerts that we know that's not really beneficial for us. So we're gonna go here, right? We're gonna check this out right now, right? Boom. All right, so this link right here is basically what's the word for it? They're saying that it says at least 8 people have died and hundreds more injured after thousands of, you know, surged towards the stage and travel. They basically saying that he didn't really do much, and this is someone showing evidence that he didn't do much. He should have did better. But I don't know the context. I wasn't there, so I can't. You know what I'm saying? So all right, we're gonna play it. So look at it. See, they saying that he's still, you know, he's still singing. Person's being carried away. He's singing, you know. I don't know if that person's dead or unconscious. I don't know what that is. But yeah, that's that, right? To me, that's wild. Right? It's wild stuff, man. This world is sick, man. This is a sick world we live in. So we're gonna go to another thing, right? We're gonna go. Where else we gonna go, right? We're gonna go to. Alright. So yeah, so it says what it says. A video I found for Travis Scott concert for people following this story. This video has some major vibes to it, along with the comments. Before this, someone told me that people were getting trampled and injured, and he had said, "Who asked to stop the concert?" And people were getting pissed off. Then Travis proceeds to get on this lifted stage and continue singing. But look in his eyes and what concert. Basically, this is the same video. They basically saying that he kept going on and on after, you know, X, Y, and Z happened, and they just saying that he could have done, you know, he could have done better. But it's very odd, yo. It says, okay, now let's see what this says. It says more clear than water. It says more clear than water. It couldn't be. The signs are there. People need to wake up to see that evil bastards don't care about them. I mean, I don't know. This is weird. And some of people's like, if you notice, every guy that ends up with the Kardashians ends up crazy. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Maybe that's some factual stuff. I have no idea. Maybe it's facts. It might be facts. Because think about it, every dude, especially the African American guys that end up with the Kardashians, they wind up being kind of mental, man. They wind up kind of being mental and doing some crazy stuff. And the funny thing about it, that from what I gathered, correct me if I'm wrong, Travis Scott was a guy who wasn't even that big before. Well, he was known and stuff like that as a producer, but as far as singing out, you know, having these big concerts and everything, he wasn't that big until after the Kardashians. I could be wrong. I don't really keep up with the Kardashians, like, in every aspect of the word. I don't watch their shows, and I don't keep up with them in general. I just be once in a while stumble upon their stuff because they pushed, you know, they force fed to everybody, but I don't go outright looking for them, any news on them. But we're gonna go to another thing right now. Okay, boom.
I'm coming on here to talk about my experience at Astrofest. It is extremely traumatizing. I've never experienced anything like that in my entire life. Probably because I've never been surrounded by so many lifeless bodies. I haven't been able to stop thinking about what was happening all around me. It was so demonic. The energy was so demonic. The set was demonic. Travis was demonic. We were literally in hell. Like, it felt like we were in hell. Nobody could breathe. We were all suffocating. Everybody around me was suffocating. We were standing on our tiptoes, and all you see is everyone around you, chins up, gasping for air, and that's all you see around you. There was no room for mosh pits. There was no room to breathe. We couldn't even breathe. We didn't even have enough room to, like, I'm sore. Like this hurts to take a deep breath today. Like, we couldn't even breathe in there because everyone's bodies were literally suffocating us so bad that people were bleeding out of their mouths and their nose.
That's
People were
nuts.
screaming bloody murder, literally begging for help from anybody. There was nothing that anybody could do. The floors were covered in bodies. You're doing your very best. We're fighting for our fucking lives. We're doing our very best to stay up. You couldn't even put your foot on the ground. You're stepping over other people. You're stepping over other people's shoes, just trying to fucking breathe. I'm surrounded by unconscious bodies. I don't even know if these people were alive. There's just people all around you with their eyes rolled in the back of their heads, just being moved with the crowds. There was nowhere we could go. We were trying to push back. We were trying to push back to get out, and we're just getting pushed forward. We're just getting pushed deeper into the crowd. There's sinkholes of people in the crowds all around me. Like, if I would have hit the floor, I would have never gotten up. You can see, like, adults holding their children up, like, trying to get them to safety. There's kids, like, pissing and shitting themselves as a trauma response. Like, imagine going to your first concert and, like, this is how you think, like, concerts are. Like, it took us 30 minutes to get out of the crowd, and we were in the back. As we finally get out, you just see people running out, bawling, lips blue. There's people, they're dragging dead bodies out of the crowd. Dead bodies. And Travis knew. Travis had a bird's eye view on everybody and could see everything. He was asked multiple times to stop, and his responses are, you know what you were here for, something like that, and let's rage.
See, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. Like, why are you going to cons? Like, what the hell? Why are people like? My question is, why are you going to concerts? Why? Like, why? Why are you doing that? And based off what she says, right? It seems to me that why, like, what? They don't put a limit on how many people could be at these concerts. Like, they don't sit down and think, okay, this is how much space we got. These are how many tickets we should sell. We should cap it for the safety of everybody. Like, when will they ever do that? They need to stop filling these damn concerts up to the brim. It's not safe for the concerts to have that many people. If people sneak into these concerts, right? You know what that means, right? These artists, right? Or rather the companies, whatever. Anybody who's in charge of putting together this event, they need to bump the security up. I don't, like, me personally, I may not know the logistics of all of this, but you can't tell me these guys who make hand over fist money, right? They can't supply these concerts with a sufficient amount of security. You can't tell me that, yo. Let's go. Let's see if they're gonna show like good angles of this Astro. Let me see something. Astroworld Festival 2021, right? Before we go to the next video, Look at this. All right. Let's break this down, right? Let's break this down. Look how many people is over here, bro. Now, you as an event planner, you know, you just as an artist. I mean, artist doesn't care. They just there to run the event, right? So let's exclude the artist, right? Now that we know that these tragedies happen, right? If I was a person, let's even do this, right? If I was a person that cared, if I was a person that cared about the livelihood of people at my event, right? Let's just say that, right? Because I'm starting to understand, I'm starting to feel that these guys are doing things by probability, right? They're like, okay, 1 million people, like, sorry, let's just say they're doing it by probability, right? Let's just say 1,000 people come to this event. In their mind, they're like, oh, hey, if two to 10 people die, that's not a big deal. We'll just, you know, we got insurance for that. We can help the family pay money. You know, we could pay for the family's funeral or what have you, whatever. We got stuff to cover ourselves. That's what I'm thinking probably these guys, these people are thinking about when they make these events. They're not thinking about just trying to have no casualties at all. But let's think about how to prevent casualties, right? And like I said, I could be wrong about this. I'm not expert at this, but just for, you know, conversational purposes and just trying to figure out a way to prevent stuff like this from happening, what would you do? We see a big crowd like this, right? You see all of this area behind the crowd. There's no barricades over here, right? There's no barricades over here. And with all of these with all of these gaps, there's no security guard. There's a whole bunch of, like, me, honestly, if I was a person that wanted to cause any craziness going on, like set off some fireworks or just some craziness on there, you could do it so easily. Like, honestly, they got off, no pun intended, they got off scot-free just with these little injuries. Like, if somebody wanted to be a terrorist and do some crazy shit at this concert, they could, because look at like the lack of security at this event, or kind of barriers and stuff. It looks like everybody at this concert could just rush in front of the main stage and crush each other. I don't see any kind of security or consideration for anybody else's safety. You got to take in consideration also that everybody at these concerts, and this has been going on since the beginning of time, so these people are not new to this, that whenever people see the person that they idolize, which I tell everybody, idolizing somebody is very dangerous, man. Very dangerous. You could inspire to be somebody. Somebody could motivate you. Somebody could, you know, be an inspiration, whatever, what have you. But idolizing somebody, you put them on another tier. You know, they could do no wrong and whatnot. And people just start going crazy. So, in my opinion, there's too many loopholes. There's too many weak points in the infrastructure of this whole concert to where, like I said, they got off scot-free to just have the low amount of casualties that they had at this event. You see it, right? Somebody, more than somebody got shot. Somebody, I think, put a bomb. There was a bomb laid at her event. Let me see. Indiana Grande, hold on. Indiana Grande, however you pronounce her name, probably butcher her name. Let me see. Oh, Ariana Grande. I'm bugging out. Huh. Let me see. I'll call her bomb. Is it a bomb or hold on? Yeah, it was a suicide bombing. 12 die. Ariana Grande concert. See what I'm saying? They don't learn? Come on, man. And let's look at her concert. Let's see how her concert looked. I think her concert had a stage or something like that. Hold on. Suicide. All right, let's see how her concert looked, right? Yeah, you see, at Manchester concert. Okay, so this concert has seating there, right?
Police have identified the suicide bomber at an Ariana Grande concert.
This was in another country, so
Now claims responsibility
yeah, you see,
for what the British Prime Minister.
they had seats. They actually had seating in there, so that was a little bit more organized than this nonsense right here. They had limited seating, you know, and they had it in a little stadium or whatever you want to call it. Auditorium, whatever you want to call it, you know, to kind of put a cap and stop people. Like, no one from the outside could just rush in so easily. But now look at this dude. This guy's concert. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Look at that. Yo, it's so bad. People from in the parking lot. You see what the parking lot on the far right hand side? They could just run into the concert, not even pay attention. What's the point? Yo, you know, from now on, I'm not paying for nothing. As soon as I know where these concerts are at, I'm just gonna run into the crowd. What's the point of me buying tickets if I could just run into the crowd? How are security guards gonna stop us, man? You get a decent amount of people, you could just run into the concert and just blend in. It's nuts, yo. It says liability should fall on security first, organizer second, and artist last. But also, yeah, if it gave the couple on. Yeah, I heard that this guy was egging egging the crowd on and saying, you know, keep going or rage or whatever. But that's the nature of his concerts. That's the nature of his concerts. But anyway, we're gonna move forward to a few more stuff that I saw. We're gonna look at this, man. It's nuts. So, like I said, this right here, take all of this stuff with a grain of salt. You decide what you want to, what you feel about this. But, people are reaching. We got the community, but all right, so basically, right? So what they saying, like I said, there's like these signs going on inside of his concerts, demonic, satanic, what have you, whatever, right? Going on. And everyone take it with a grain of salt, Just, my whole thing is, live, and when it comes to life in general, keep your eyes open and live on both sides of the spectrum and just, take things with a grain of salt, because you never know if some of this stuff is true. And if it does come to light in the future, you'll be like, oh shoot, I knew about this in the past, or whatever the case may be. So somebody on Twitter was like, you can see the tall, dark horn figure come out at, 25 seconds, right? Let's see. Like I said, man. So let me pause it, right? Oh, I missed the one. Let's see. Oh, you see that? I see something. You see right here? Supposedly, look, you see the smoke? And then you see, a little bit above those two, right? You see like a little halo, whatever you want to call it, right? A little ring. And then there's something breaking the ring up. You see like a little image, like a little silhouette or something. They saying that that's a horn right there, like some kind of devil's horn. I don't know. People might be reaching here. I don't know. But like I said, all of the stuff I find, I'll leave it in the chat. You guys could do, after this video I'm not really even going to pay attention to this situation. I just wanted to just give my opinion on the situation, and you guys and girls could chime in on the situation. But it's wild, man. They said, yeah, he told somebody to jump and they broke their leg. He gave him a diamond ring. See that type of stuff is silly. If you go to Travis Scott's show or other artists like him, it's gonna be a wild ride, yeah, man. But isn't there a break at the bottom of the ring? I believe so, but the break at the bottom of the ring could be the whole image of the supposed image, the whole horn or whatever the case may be. I don't know. This is just, people might be reaching here. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just looking at things from different spectrums, just trying to I'm like, oh, I see a little something, but I don't know if it's exactly what that person is claiming. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's just something to talk about. But anyway, there's another video right here, right? So we're gonna go right here. See, and this is another person talking about the situation, right? That was at the concert. I don't know if this is true or people just following suit, acting. You can never tell these days. But that's why I take everything with a grain of salt. I just look at it and see what's up. Now look, check this out.
We was like literally like in fucking hell, bro. Like it felt like we was in a concert in hell.
See?
You couldn't breathe. You couldn't see. Like just imagine all the people they gonna find tonight who was in that crowd, who nobody could see, who nobody could hear, who passed out, and everybody was just trampling on top of them the whole fucking concert. Like I'm thinking it's probably gonna be like at least 100 people who dead tonight. Like I kid you not. Like in the VIP section, it was so many bodies laid out. People was getting pulled out who was fainted, and the people were the medics were trying to give them CPR, and they was flipping them over, and like they was literally turning them black and blue. Like I never seen death in my fucking life, bro. Just by me alone, it was probably like 10 fucking people laid out dead. And like once the medics tried to help them, they wasn't responding. They moved to the next person. It was nothing they couldn't do. Like this shit really fucked me up and like really spooked me tonight. Like that was like some demonic shit. Like, and what was so crazy, like people were screaming help, trying to tell Travis Scott. They was like help. The whole crowd was just going like help, help, help. And he just kept going, bro. It was like that shit was scary, bro. It was so demonic, bro. And mind you, y'all see the type of music I make. Y'all see everything, like, you know, like I've been so heavily influenced by Travis, but like after tonight, bro, like God really showed me, like, you know, like stay away from that shit, bro. Like that shit not for you, cause like he sacrificed so many people's lives tonight, like for real. Like so many people's lives are gone tonight because they want to go to a fucking Travis Scott concert and have fun. You know, he influenced people to be raging and all this shit. So many people broke in and it was just chaos, bro. It was a living fucking hell, bro. Imagine seeing all those dead bodies, and that was just by me.
So yeah, that's nuts. Oh, so videos of how people like Linkin Park handled stuff back in the days. You know, maybe the concerts could follow suit. Heck, people have died in concerts and buildings from being overcut. It's more common than people realize. Yeah, no, it's definitely more common, but these things could be prevented if the right precautions are taken. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that people were saying, that, you know, how Travis Scott could have handled the situation. I'm not putting blame on nobody 100% like that. Nah, it's not fair to nobody because he's not 100% in control of everything. But things could have been handled differently. Like, you know, I like the way these guys handled it, but I don't like, everything is with context. How big the crowd was, where the crowd was at. You know, was the crowd as crazy as Travis Scott's event? You know what I'm saying? Like, but one thing I can say is, like, I have not seen any footage of Travis Scott literally stopping the concert and stopping his singing for helping, you know, to tell people to stop. But anyway, here we go.
Hey, yo, hold up. Yo, we got a little problem up here.
Pick him up right
Everybody
now.
up. Sorry, you guys. We gotta look out for safety first, for real. Nobody gets hurt. That's
Hey, yo.
number one.
Hey, yo.
We'll play this shit, the whole
That
shit
event,
again
this
if you
event
guys
is
get
big
up.
as
You
hell.
guys are
This
all
that
right.
looks kind of
Okay,
crowded
watch
too.
yourselves.
But it looks like it's indoors maybe. I don't know.
We know we've been stressing all night about being cool, and this is the reason why. Let's go over it one more time. When someone falls, what do you do? When someone falls, what do you do? That's right, people.
That's a big concert too, bro. So yeah, that's one thing, right?
Hey, yo, hold up.
See what I'm saying? So that's one thing, right? I don't know. Like I said, it's all context. It's all about context, man. So we're gonna check another video out, right? We're gonna look at another video. These are dudes like doing some crazy stuff in a mosh pit. I never understood mosh pits. Honestly, mosh pits to me is like a place where people just don't know how to dance, man. And they take the frustration out. So check this out. Look at this. Why? Just jump in one spot. What are you doing? It's like a bunch of little kids, yo. And then see, this is how fights start. That's exactly how fight starts. Because what happens? You do it to the wrong person that's not about that, or you accidentally punch somebody, right? You accidentally punch somebody. Lips busted or something. You hit that girl. Then it's on. Then the whole fight happens. Then what happens, right? Two people fighting. Then that's like a distraction for some jackass inside of the concert to do something else, hit somebody else, and then the jackass is gonna hit somebody else, then he'll just disappear and go somewhere, and then the person turns around who got hit, he's gonna automatically think the person behind him hit him. Like, it's just a whole domino effect of just pure nonsense that can be avoided. But people wanna go to these stupid ass concerts, yo. So here's the thing, right? These artists should treat the kids, should treat the audience like kids. Me and my best friend, you know, we're the founders of a non-profit organization, right? Named SOS Gamers. We go to, well, in the past we had contracts with schools, and we would teach kids how to play games, utilizing, you know, life learning skills using video games, right? And we'll get into we'll encounter kids who would like to make a lot of noise and disturb the whole crowd, disturb the whole classroom. So part of a way to fix that situation, we would tell the class, listen, until so and so stops disturbing the class, we're not gonna continue teaching you guys, or you guys aren't gonna be able to keep playing the game. What that does, it turns the crowd on the person that's causing that issue. Everyone's gonna be like, yo, shut the hell up, or stop doing that crap, or we won't be able to play the game, we won't be able to continue the class, you know, we'll just be here all day not doing anything. I think that's one way a lot of these singers or these performers can fix the situation. Whenever they see somebody who's acting up or being stupid, you just stop them. That's it. But, you know, I guess they scared of losing money in the future. But they already got hand over fist money when they do these concerts. So it's like they not really losing money like that. See what I'm saying?
Somebody's fucked up down here.
And you see, it's not like they kept singing, right? It's not like they were singing, what is it? Any of their songs, right? Just singing, freaking to the end, and then say, oh, stop somebody needs help right there. It doesn't even matter if I too hard. And then it'd be like, somebody guard, go get this person. It's just so far. And the end, yo, guard, go stop them. No, they wasn't doing that. They stopped what the freak they were doing, stopped the concert. Then they told the guards or whoever, get this person, somebody's messed up. This is how you handle it, yo. This is one way to handle the situation, just one way. Then obviously you need a better infrastructure when it comes to like putting up signs and more security guards. This is way too many people, yo.
All right, thank you guys.
Way too many people, bro. Way too many people.
Hey, yo, one thing I just want to say thank you to these guys down here for helping us out. All right?
My man, yo. Too bad for him, man. Chester. Shout out to Chester, yo. Shout out to Chester, man. I said rest in peace, man. I think he was, part of the reason why he killed himself, he's probably dealing with a lot of stuff we don't know about, man. Being famous isn't all what it's cracked up to be, you know what I'm saying? So, my final thoughts on the whole situation is, I feel that, number one, people need to stay their asses home. My final thoughts on the situation is this. Number one, people need to stay their asses home because we still in a pandemic. How are you wasting your money? You wasting your money going to this concert for what? Stay your ass home. You Utilize this time to spend time with your family in your house, or do something that doesn't involve a crap ton of people. Still got, you're still worrying about stuff like catching coronavirus, all this other stuff. People think we're in the clear. So they're going to all of these concerts that's full of a whole bunch of people. People think, oh, I got vaccinated, I'm good. I could just go to these concerts, do what the hell, we'll be back to normal. No, we're not back to normal yet. Stay your asses home. Stop spending your money. Utilize your money better. Pick up a trade. Spend time with your family. Work out. Eat right. Grind at your job. Do something productive than going to these damn concerts. Risking your life. Bringing a kid with you. Wasting your money. You basically paying people money to listen to somebody who probably doesn't sound good live. He probably sounds better on the radio than live. That's number one. Number two, you're going to a concert full of just like you stuck in there like a sardine can, with a whole bunch of people. Having to always look behind your back for somebody doing some nonsense, stabbing you with something, somebody pickpocketing you, and then if you got a kid with you every second you gotta look back. Even if you got the kid on your shoulder, right? Even if you got the kid on your shoulder, you got to worry about that. Somebody doing something to your kid. Do you really is that really a enjoyable experience? No. How? Me personally, correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong about that, but how do you have enjoyment? Or rather, how do you gain enjoyment out of going to a concert full of people that could potentially give you corona, freaking stab you with something, steal something in your pockets, do something to your loved one? How was that fun? Loud music, could barely breathe, get freaking trampled on. How was that? Like, could even get caught in the crossfire between a cop doing something to somebody, or security guard doing it to somebody. Had nothing to do with it. There's stuff like that going on too at concerts. It's just one big cocktail for disaster. It's like a one big slumber party of people just potentially doing something stupid. He said, couldn't you at least tell the audience to back up to prevent crowd? Nah, you can't. The only way he could prevent something like that is if they would have had a better infrastructure put together when it came to the concert. Like, the concert was just like some open field that was connected to like a parking lot and just the street. Like, it was literally the world meets. It was literally like the world meets Travis Scott. Basically, it's Travis Scott in the world. Anybody could have just got in there, man. Somebody could have freaking came from the sky, landed into the concert, chilled out. No one would have freaking batted an eye. No one would have noticed anything. So it's like, yeah, stop going to concerts. Anybody who's watching this that was at the concert, I hope this experience taught you a lesson. Hopefully, anybody who's watching this who's injured at the concert, hope you recover, have a full recovery, but at the same time, learn to not go to these type of concerts, man. Pick and choose where you go. Lay off of the concerts for some time until they figure out the best way to service the public. Not just have a place for people to come in and listen to their the celebrity that they idolize. Oh yeah, and also before I go, like I always say, stop idolizing these celebrities, man. I don't even want people to idolize me. You can aspire. I would like to motivate people, encourage people, even probably mentor people, but don't idolize no human being on this planet. Once you start idolizing people, you put them on an unfair pedestal where they can't do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? So anybody at home who idolizes freaking Travis Scott, any celebrity, you need to stop it right now. Stop it, because that's gonna leave you in some bad predicaments, man. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Once again, my condolences to the family that lost any members, or rather any of their relatives at this event. Hopefully anybody who got injured at this event whether it's physically or psychologically. Hopefully you guys and girls make a full recovery. And that's about it. Take everything, all of the other stuff I showed you guys with a grain of salt. This is your boy Wes. I'm out of here. Peace.